Welcome back. This is Sandy with Sandy's Organized Chaos, and today I have a special guest. This is Molly.
Hello.
And she is going to be helping me make this mummy tumbler. Well, actually, she's going to be pretty much doing it herself. But anyways, let's get to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I took a 12-ounce tumbler because this is actually for your baby sister, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we made it for your baby sister. So we took a 12-ounce tumbler, I prepped it, painted it white, and I purchased some cheesecloth from Walmart. I can't remember how much it was, but I'll make sure to put it in the description below. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Mod Podge here, and I'm going to take my cheesecloth and I'm going to wrap it around my tumbler to see how much cheesecloth I will need to make this mummy. Now, obviously, I did this part first because I'm dealing with glue and I'm also dealing with epoxy, so you don't play with that stuff, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. You meant no, not yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to take my cheesecloth and I'm going to cut it into strips. And then I'm going to take another piece of cheesecloth here to do the bottom. And I'm just going to cut a circle around it, cut some slits in it, and then we'll be ready to start gluing everything down. What do you think so far? Do you think Charlotte's going to like it?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, okay. And you don't want to say anything else, no? You just want to say yes and no?
Oh, no.
Okay. So now I'm just going to take my glue, now that my circle for the bottom's all cut up here. I'm just going to load up my glue, stick my cheesecloth down, and continue to just glue it down like you would do any type of fabric tumbler. Now I did a mummy tumbler like this, I think it was last year or the year before, I can't remember. But this is also a great idea because it almost looks like a cast when it's done. This would also make a good gift for a child who might have accidentally gotten their arm broke, and then you can have people sign it. So it kind of looked like that to me. I mean, you guys could do whatever you'd like with this kind of material, wherever your imagination takes you. Right, Molly?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm just going to place it back onto my wand now that the bottom's all done, so that way I don't glue my fingers to the tumbler, because that wouldn't be any good, would it, Molly?
Yeah, it won't be that good.
Well, she said more than yes and no. Look at that. So now I'm going to just do stripes of glue around the entire tumbler and lay my fabric down. Now I tried to find the piece where it wasn't all frayed at the top, so that way I could line that around the rim of the cup, so that way there wasn't too much of those little fuzzy fabrics coming off of there.
There's no right or wrong making art. If I can do it, you can do it too.
Oh, it's so inspirational. Thank you, Molly. I always try to get in here and do things with the kids as much as I can because I know they're interested in what I do. So it's always fun whenever I can come in here and create something with you. I love you.
I love you too.
Aw. Okay, so I am just going to finish up wrapping my entire tumbler with my cheesecloth. Just glue it and make sure you put some glue over top of it to kind of just seal it in just a little bit, so that way when we go to put on the epoxy, the epoxy doesn't sink into that fabric too much. Now that the fabric is all applied, I'm just going to go one more time with that glue over the entire thing. And we actually thought it needed a little bow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it needed a bow because, Charlotte, right? Yeah. She totally would love the bow. So, so we're going to take another little piece of cheesecloth, and I am just going to kind of makeshift a bow and glue it down onto the tumbler as well. Now, when I want to go glue this bow down, you want to make sure that there's no air in that little knot in the middle. So that way, there's no air pockets once you apply your epoxy, because that wouldn't be any good. So what I did was I just loaded up my glue and made sure to press in really good, so that way everything was nice and sealed and there was no air pockets. Now, you want to make sure this is completely dry before you apply your epoxy. I went ahead and just let it set overnight because, I wasn't in a hurry to get it finished, but you could take a blow dry to it to kind of speed up the process if you'd like to. Now, I like to use Alumilite's Amazing Clear Cast. I mixed up some A and B, and I'm going to apply that. I'm going to let it spin on my turner for about 3 hours, and then I'm going to take it off, let it stand up, and continue to cure before we continue on with the rest of the process. Now that it is completely cured, I just wanted to come in and kind of, make it look like a dusty mummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dusty mummy.
Dusty mummy, yes. Because that's also Charlotte, right?
Yes.
Bows and dirty. She's just a crazy toddler. Anyways. So I'm just cleaning up the rim so that way, that's nice and tidy because I like to do that in between each coat of epoxy. I'm going to take some brown, whatever brown alcohol ink you have on hand, and I'm just going to kind of dust over my tumbler with the brown, and then I also took some gold and kind of just did that as well. After I did this, I had Mollie come in and touch up the bow for me, and Mommy accidentally forgot to press play or record when you went to go do your portion of that. I'm sorry. Do you forgive me? She's just looking at me. Okay. But anyways, yeah, we just, took some alcohol inks and a marker and traced over the bow. So that was her portion of it. So she's just like, hey, I recorded the rest of it with you. Don't worry. Anyways, so we are going to finish this up. And then we're going to throw another coat of epoxy on it. And then Mollie actually is going to take over and tell you guys how she did the vinyl. But hey, once I seen that I forgot to press that, I took this picture. So there you go. So I am going to take some not alcohol ink. I'm going to take my epoxy, give it another coat here, and then we'll be ready to do your vinyls. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I picked out a face that I liked, and then
You put it onto the tumbler, right?
Yeah, I put it onto the tumbler.
Okay.
But first I had to weed the vinyl.
Yes, she did a very good job with that.
I took my transfer tape and I put it onto the tumbler.
You did such a good job. Look at that. Lining it up, putting it right where she wants it. Look at that fabulous bow you did. Just awesome. So what are we doing right here?
Flattening
it down so that way it sticks. Yeah. Okay. Very nice. Thank you. So after that, what did you do next?
We made up Charlotte's name and we put it on the back of the tumbler.
Yeah, and did you pick out that color? You picked all that out. You picked the colors?
Yeah.
Yes, you did a good job. I think the gold looks really well with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so after Mollie applied Charlotte's name to the back, of course, I'm going to apply the epoxy because, again, you don't play with epoxy, right?
Yeah, I don't play with it.
That's right. You stay away from that until you're older, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So after that, I'm going to put it on my turner. I'm going to let that cure for about 3 days before I allow Charlotte to be able to use it because you want it to be nice and cured before anybody kind of drinks out of their drinks, right?
Yeah.
That's right. So thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for designing this cup. I think you did such a wonderful job. Look at that cup. So cute. Charlotte is going to just love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether you take Mollie's mummy tumbler and it inspires you to create something completely your own, or you try to duplicate this design, I hope you guys had fun watching today. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.